Hello, everyone. This is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things. We are on day number 3 of my Wreathmas Week. 7 days, 7 wreaths featuring Christmas wreaths plus that one wreath right at the very end as a bonus episode. Day number 3, Wreathmas Week. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. This all started when I found these oven mitts. I love these. They're a little bit of a Christmas theme. I am using some of that green floral foam along with some greenery Christmas picks. And of course, I found a whole bunch of gold themed Christmas picks as well. And I'm going to be using my regular crafting utensils today to create this project. I am starting out just figuring out how I want to fill these oven mitts and how I want to put them all together. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut our floral foam right in half. And then once I cut that in half, I'm going to cut it in half once again. So I'm using 1/4 of the entire floral foam for each of my oven mitts. So I'm just testing it out here, seeing how it fits, and I think it's perfect. But they were a little bit flat, so I decided to use some of my plastic bags that I had laying around from all of my Dollar Tree purchases, and I just started filling in those oven mitts. And then once that's all filled, I'm going to place those floral foams and some hot glue right at the very top, holding it down there for a little bit, letting it dry, and then doing the other side as well, making sure that floral foam is nice and secured in those oven mitts. And once that's all done, they're a little bit fluffier now with the plastic bags and the floral foam, and I'm really happy with that. I'm going to be using this ribbon from Michaels as well. I decided to add this on and just do that as a little accent and a way to hang my oven mitts. And before I attach that ribbon, I'm actually going to glue them together. So my 2 oven mitts, I'm just using a whole bunch of hot glue, placing it down how I want it, and letting it dry. Once it's all dry, I'm just going to cut a piece of that ribbon. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I didn't measure it. I just kind of eyeballed it so you can use the length that you want. And then I'm just going to take that hot glue and attach that ribbon right to the back of that first glove. And then once that's all dry, I'm going to attach it to the second glove as well, making sure the length is the length that I want, and I'm making sure it's positioned the way I want as well. Once I get that position, I'm going to add some more hot glue on there and secure that ribbon in there using my little handy dandy tool here. And once that's all done, I am loving how this is turning out so far. So now it's time for me to make a little bow. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring 12 inches for my tail, and then I'm going to come in and measure another 12 inches for my first loop, bringing it right back to my hand. And then I'm going to measure another 12 inches, bringing that right to my hand again, holding it with my left hand and feeding it with my right. So I have 2 loops so far, making my third one at 12 inches again, and this will be 6-inch loops altogether. And then I'm going to come back and create my last tail at the 12-inch mark, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut that off. Once that's all done, I'm just going to take a little piece of pipe cleaner, twist it all around, and then I've created the first layer of my bow so far. We're just going to fluff it up just a little bit, put it to the side, and create our second loop ribbon bow. Now I'm doing at 5 inches, and then I'm going to measure 10 inches, which will create a 5-inch loop. Bring that right back to the center, and all I'm doing is I'm measuring out to the 10 inches, squishing it together, and bringing it back to my fingers, holding it in place. And of course, we're going to create our last tail at the 5-inch mark as well. We're going to cut that and take that pipe cleaner, wrap it around like we did our first little bow, and we're going to twist it around, making sure it's nice and secured. Once that's all done, I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit, and then I'm going to bring my other piece together, lay it out, making sure everything is where I wanted it to lay down. before I attach that second layer of our bow. So you see I have my 3 loops and 2 tails, and then I'm going to attach the bow that has the 2 loops and 2 tails as well right onto that first bow just by tying those twisty ties all around. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess because we don't need that for this bow. And just using my scissors, I'm going to cut off the excess, and now we have our little bow almost ready to go. When I was fluffing it out, I decided I wanted a little something for the center just to cover it, so I had a scrap piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to glue that together, make a little ring with it, and attach it together with that hot glue. Just holding it down in place until it dries, and then I add more glue right at the center, and I'm going to place that little ribbon bow there right in the center to finish it off, just to add a little finishing touch to that. And I'm going to hold it in place, and I'll take my little handy dandy tool and hold that in place. You can use a pencil as well if you want. And to finish off our bow, I'm just going to dovetail the ends. And then of course the fluffing begins for that bow. And we all love to fluff bows, at least I do, I know I do. And there's our bow ready for our oven mitt hanger. And right now I am just cutting off all those tags. A subscriber told me, just take off the little ends and then you can just take off those little tags. I mean, I never thought of this before. Have you ever thought of this before? Or have you ever done it? I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but a subscriber told me this once and I'm like, this is the best idea ever. And it just worked perfectly for me. I always had such a hard time getting those little labels off. But I got all my labels off, and I'm going to cut some of these floral picks down to size. Once I do that, I am going to start with the back. So my method of doing a floral arrangement or an arrangement like this is to start with your larger pieces. So with the larger pieces, I have them right at the back, and I like to layer them. So I have a tall section, a medium-sized section, and a smaller section, and that way that fills in your entire arrangement. And now I'm going to take some more of those gold floral picks, and I'm just going to cut them down a little bit because I'm going to use these right at the front. So this is going to be my smallest size of floral picks right at the front to fill it all in. And you can see how full it's become already. I'm just adding those gold accents on there just to fill up that front section. And look how beautiful this looks so far. I am loving how this is turning out. I love this gold color with the silver. And I'm going to add some more gold on there as well, just to tie everything in and have that greenery and gold just explode. Now we're going to bring my bow back. I'm going to hot glue it right at the top of that ribbon where we're going to hang it. I'm going to hold that in place for a little bit until it dries. And then here we go, our final result of our oven mitt door hanger with our big beautiful bow, that greenery, the gold floral picks accents, and of course those Peace and Joy oven mitts. Our final product right here. Look at how beautiful this turned out, and I can't wait to hang this on my front door. Don't forget, this is day 3, episode 3 of my Wreathmas Week. And all of the other videos are right in the link below on the playlist. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun making this oven mitt door hanger, and I hope you had fun watching it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.